He told her she should be grateful he stayed, like he was some kind of gift, like she was a burden he was noble enough to tolerate. That was the moment something in her snapped, not loud, not explosive, just quiet and final, like a door closing in her mind. He had the apartment in his name, the car in his name, even her debit card locked away in a drawer, for protection. He controlled passwords, schedules, where she went, who she talked to. He made rules disguised as love. Every argument ended the same way: try leaving. You can't. You need me. And he always said it with that smirk, like he'd already won. She didn't yell, she didn't break down, she didn't even respond. She just memorized that look on his face, because one day she planned to watch it disappear. That night, instead of packing clothes, she packed evidence. Lease copies, bank screenshots, photos of bruises he brushed off as clumsiness, voice memos of him threatening to teach her lessons, timestamps and messages showing he locked her out on purpose. She even printed out the text where he admitted he kept her broke so she wouldn't wander. While he snored in the bedroom, she zipped the folder shut and realized she wasn't scared anymore. She walked out the front door, not to run, but to prepare. She didn't go to a friend's couch or a hotel. She walked straight into a lawyer's office and put the entire relationship on the table like a crime scene. Turns out, in her state, what he called relationship problems was legally coercive control, intimidation, and financial abuse. The lawyer didn't hesitate, she'd seen his type before. In fact, she had 2 other clients with nearly identical stories, and the same guy. That was the moment her fear turned into fuel. 3 weeks later, she sat across from him at the same breakfast spot. Same table, same chair, same coffee. He thought it was reconciliation. He leaned back, satisfied, and said, "I knew you'd come back. You don't do well on your own." She slid a thick envelope across the table. He smirked when he took it, then stopped smiling halfway through page 1. His face drained like the world was tipping under him. Inside was a restraining order, a petition to separate finances, a request to remove him from the lease, a demand to return her documents, and notice that HR at his job had been informed of the harassment messages sent on company time. He looked up at her with that same voice he used to control her and said, "You can't do this to me." She leaned in, steady as stone, and whispered, "You said I could leave any time. So I did. But I don't crawl." 2 weeks passed. The apartment was in her name. The car was in her name. Her bank accounts were unlocked. Her credit was repairing. She got a job through someone the lawyer knew, a place that valued her instead of belittling her. Meanwhile, he tried to spin a story to anyone who would listen, how she lost her mind and destroyed the relationship, but every time he talked about her, people wondered why there were so many legal documents proving he was the problem. He used to say she'd never survive without him, turns out he couldn't survive being seen without the control. She didn't take revenge by ruining him. She took revenge by rebuilding herself. And the only thing he walked away with was the memory of the moment he realized she never needed him at all, he just needed her to believe she did so he could feel powerful.